This week on the Knitworthy podcast, knitting and spinning.
Also, we have a special guest. What's her name?
Jenny.
Jenny's going to be with us. And Pip Pip Cheerio, she's not from America.
Oh my goodness, where is she from? I can't imagine.
Gotta stay tuned to find out.
That's right. Also, I finished a million things and you'll want to see all of them because they're fascinating.
Yes, and I have a few items I've worked on and some art and some silly stories.
That's right.
Always comes with it.
Yes.
We're sitting oddly because we're on the short leashes for the intro.
Guess who forgot the intro? This week, you'll find all that and more on the Knitworthy podcast. Hello, and welcome to the Knitworthy podcast. Hello, you're here. We're here. We are. A couple days late. Sorry about that, but we had stuff. So life happens.
Yes, it does.
But we're here now, and that's what counts. So, Mama Linda, how are you today?
I'm doing just fine. I'm here a little under the weather.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
Yeah.
But I am wearing my fabulous hat that you made me.
Yes, you are.
I was going to say the sock monkey hat. That's
sock
not
monkey
it.
hat.
Sock head hat.
Yeah, sock head hat.
Oh, it feels so good. And I was thinking, why didn't I wear it earlier? Probably because I was hot flashing.
Probably. We don't have the fan on. Are you going to be okay?
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
We might have to stand up and take care of that later. I'm trying to mend favorite sock. This is one of my favorite socks I've knit. And I was bragging probably just a few weeks ago about how strong this fiber is.
Oh,
and
yeah.
How fabulous. And of course, the last time I wore it, I feel a little breeze down there. A little chill from the floor.
Oh, no.
So I have this a vintage darning egg.
Yes.
And it was before I started knitting. I just admired old sewing items and never had an idea that I would someday actually knit a sock.
Or need to darn one,
This
for that
is
matter.
awfully small. It's probably meant for mending children's socks, but I'm using it I'm creating my plan is to go into the good fabric and reinforce it by running stitch. And I'll create a warp and a weft, and then I'll go from there.
Good plan.
So, are you wearing a knitted item today?
I am. This is
So
my
gorgeous.
Thank you. This is my upstairs downstairs, which is a cowl in 3 sizes by Paula Emmons Feasley, and we will talk about this more in another segment.
It is gorgeous. I can't believe you finished it.
Oh, it was a quick knit.
Really?
And I may have been a little obsessed.
You may have.
Just
never
a little.
done that before,
No.
but this might have been the first.
First time. There's a first time for everything.
How fun.
Yeah. So,
Do you know, before we get started into the knitting, of course, I must derail things right away. Do
Yeah.
you mind if I tell a story?
you go for it.
Can I tell a story on one of your children?
I have an idea of what it is. So, yes, go for it.
So I was getting ready, and I looked in my trash can in my bathroom and remembered I hadn't taken care of something from yesterday.
Oh, no. Okay.
So Mama Brianne has a rule that we don't do poop talk in this house. Of course, that is the green light for me to poop talk a lot. And which means anytime I can, I try and put it into a conversation, and it always makes Evan giggle, which is my sole reason for doing it. And he thinks I'm ever so naughty for saying the word poop.
And so does Isaac. Isaac thinks you were ever so naughty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hates it.
Yeah.
He's like, you're corrupting the children. So I have my, this is a book that I got from, I don't remember who I got it from. I thought it was from my sister Holly, but she says no, but it's Walter the Farting Dog book. And when we culled all the toys, that book had to stay.
Yes.
It's a funny book. And then when we went to the library and got a book for myself to use in my art journaling, and I wanted to get a book for the kids, of course, I found a Everybody Poops book.
Naturally.
So that became his art journal, and he thought it was wonderful to be able to have a poop book.
Yes.
So yesterday, not feeling very well, I'm in my bed, and my bedroom is right off the backyard where the kids play. And I hear Evan coming in from the door. Dee! He's so excited.
Yes.
And he holds up his prize, poop on a stick.
What is not to love about that?
And he's like this, I thought Mom told us not to poop outside. Apparently you made that one thing clear.
I did. Yes.
And he's holding poop on a stick. Of course, I'm thinking, this is a home we're renting. We really do not need poop from some source on the floor. So I'm like, honey, you need to go get rid of that. Actually, you know what I honestly said?
What?
I'm going to out my own self now.
What'd you say?
I said, go show your mom.
No! You did not.
I did.
Oh my gosh.
He wouldn't. So he said, I think I'm going to go flush it. Of course, I'm thinking stick in the toilet, and then I've got flooded toilet with unknown sources of poop.
Right.
And he even did this. You're going to love this. He even did this. Woo, that stinks.
Oh my gosh. Evan is 5, for those of you who don't know.
So I say, well, honey, don't put the stick in the toilet because I'm afraid that's going to happen, that he's going to, it's going to flood. So, of course, he thinks I mean the whole thing.
Right.
And I had freshly emptied trash cans, and I don't have liners in them yet. And the kid takes the whole thing, the stick, the poop, and all, right in the trash can. How did I forget to clean that up?
And I did. You texted me, and I offered to clean up.
You did offer to come clean that, but I thought, no, it was payback for all the poop talk I do. But for some reason, I got distracted and didn't until this morning. I'm looking down there going, oh, that's nasty. So after podcast, I have to go clean a trash can.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But,
you know,
what can I say?
Since we've brought up Evan, can I do like a 1-minute health update on Evan?
Oh, yeah, good idea.
Okay.
Let's do that.
So just quickly, 1 minute, for those of you who saw the last podcast, we were being referred up to St. Louis Children's Hospital to see their rheumatology department about Evan, who is 5 years old, and they thought that he had juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. And they believe they did like 7 x-rays and 2 doctors examined him, and I mean, it was quite a process.
Yeah.
So they believe that he has transient synovitis, which is a hip issue where the pain travels down his leg, and it's not transient, of course, being that it's not a permanent thing. And so...
Wait, it is or it isn't permanent?
It is not a permanent thing.
Right.
And so... So that's what they believe that he has. And since we last podcasted, he's walking a lot better. He's running. We've started him on a leave per the doctor's orders. So which means he got to learn how to take a pill, which was interesting. So now he's doing that like a pro, which is awesome. Saved us $50 and having to pay for liquid Aleve, which I wasn't about to do.
We haven't had that kind of good news at Children's in a long time.
No, usually, you know, we're like, you know, we get really bad news about stuff, but now, you know, we're like, we will take that.
The wonderful thing, well, it's not wonderful, but they're saying that the reason why this sometimes happens with children is a series of viruses or a virus, and somehow it starts interacting with the joints like rheumatoid arthritis does.
Right.
And so it was mimicking very well that disease. And so we won't know for sure, except for they're giving it a month. They think it should be gone in a month. If it is, then it was this
transient synovitis.
That.
Yes.
And if it continues, then there will be more things to do. But they really believe because of the other symptoms he's not showing, that they're thinking that this is the likely cause. So
we are very relieved.
Thank you so much for praying.
Yes.
Too. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
It means so much.
It really did. We got a lot of messages, a lot of, you know, people who commented on the thread on Ravelry for that episode, saying that they were praying and thinking about us, and a lot of people sent us private messages with personal stories of people in their lives who have struggled with similar diseases, and so we were very thankful for everybody who reached out.
Doesn't it make you feel really a lot of empathy for people who have pain issues regarding their joints? And, you know, I'm not, you know, you hear of arthritis in older people and in young people, and it's kind of like you get used to a word and until you see the effects of what that kind of pain can do to somebody.
Right.
And so it really gave us great empathy for those of you who are struggling with those kinds of pain issues.
Absolutely.
And we are definitely going to be praying for you.
Yeah.
And the other, let's see, was there anything else that we need to share with regard to that in particular?
No, I think
except
that's
for
it.
it's a month, we go back.
Yep.
And they have every hope that everything's going to be fine in a month.
Yes.
So
I think that we'll have to take Evan off of the leave for a couple nights to see how he does. Since right now most of his pain is during the night. So that's it. But yay.
Yes. Thank goodness for some good news.
Yes, we like good news.
We do.
So, Mom, besides working on your darning your sock.
Watch your mouth.
I know. What else are you working on?
I'm working on, you know how I said I wasn't going to do socks for a
Right.
long time or maybe ever again?
Yes. Never.
Well, until I remembered, or I didn't remember actually, you went into my studio, so you know the state of it.
Yes.
The state of my studio reflects the state of mind that I am in usually, and it's a bit of a jumble. So this skein of Jinx yarn fell out onto me. It was like a sign from above. Knit me. Let's see if I can get this thing
And
showing.
how perfect.
Jinx yarns, and this is the Christmas one.
It is. That's the one that I accidentally bought last year.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And this was like a limited, I'm going to get the dog hair off. Extra charge for dog hair. But it was a limited edition and I loved it.
Yes.
And when it popped out on me, I thought, and I could have made wrist warmers or a hat.
Sure.
But this is a stripey thing. How fun is this? Jinx yarn.
Are fun and festive, and it's the
I have no idea. It's a Christmas colorway. I do know that.
ornaments colorway.
Ornaments. Oh, how fun. And you can see I'm getting to the point where it's repeating again.
Yes. You
So-
made good progress on that.
Yes. And you know what I thought?
What'd you think?
Here's what I did. I set a goal, a stripe a night.
That's
If I do 2 stripes, I've really excelled.
yes, you have.
But I was looking at 7 stripes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So from the red to the blue. I've got so many fingers up, you can't even tell. But
How many fingers am I holding up?
I know, right? But from the red to the blue is the week's worth of knitting.
Well, that's perfect.
And if I do more, fabulous. But I'd get a pair of socks done still in the winter.
Yeah.
If I did that.
Yeah.
So I thought that's not too hard. And so stripy socks may just be the solution for me getting out of my sock funk, but it really has been fun. And actually, I don't know why, but on the smaller needles, probably a stripe feels good.
Yeah.
And I just decided to leave them out. And if I want to do another stripe or 2, it's available.
Then you can do it.
Yeah.
Well, that's perfect.
That made me very happy.
Yeah.
I also decided I can no longer tolerate I look like a recycling center in the John Deere room. All the lovely people who have saved trash bags for me,
Yes.
grocery sacks actually, for the Make a Mat for the Homeless project. I finished 1 mat.
Yes, you did.
Because they are labor intensive. But I decided I wanted to keep making them not on a schedule, but just to keep the project going. So I had made here's my long story. You're yawning already.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry. We had kids in our bed last night, 2 of them. It was not a good night's sleep.
I did too.
Yeah.
2 of
2
them.
of them. The dogs.
But I had asked John to make me and I'm going to forget the name of it. It is a weaving device that is just a peg loom.
Okay.
That's what it's called, a peg
Look
loom.
at you knowing things.
Right? And I asked to make it 3 feet wide because I was thinking that peg loom weaving would probably be faster than crochet for making a mat.
True.
And the ones I had seen online, they were doing some weaving and some crochet. And so I have been weeks and weeks and weeks trying to get the thing strung up with, I think it's like 60 some, it may be less than that, but it feels like 60 some pegs.
Yeah.
Going across a 3-foot surface.
Right.
So that I can weave. And I'm not even done. And finally I'm going, you know what? This is not fun anymore.
Yeah.
And plus I have to do it in the garage, which who wants to hang out in the garage for hours?
You would be with Martin, which, is always fun.
Martin thinks it's great in there. He does not want anything to do with the outdoors.
No, Martin's the rabbit.
Yes, he runs. If you put him outside, he runs and hightails it to the garage.
Yes.
But, so I just decided, you know what? Forget it. And John worked so hard on getting all those pegs cut. They all had to have an eye hole in them. And, I thought, if I'm going to go to this much work to weave something, I'd like to weave something I can use it's not like it's not worth it to weave it for a homeless person.
Right.
But I don't know that the effect is worth the amount of effort that's going into just stringing the warp.
Right.
So, and I also thought it could be that they would all munch up and you would get this bumpy bed effect too, because, these, it's not like wool where it's going to want to stick at any place. It's plastic. It's so trying to get an even weave on plastic may be a difficult thing to do on a peg loom.
Sure.
Where the looms I've seen them use before are more like where they have the nails all the way around the outside kind of thing, and they're ginormous because they're 6 by 3 feet. So I didn't want to do that either. So I'm back to crocheting. So in one day, I just pulled out a couple big bags full of bags and sat when I wasn't feeling good and went for, now this one you can see is a bit more holey. What I'm doing is I'm trying a smaller crochet hook this time.
Okay.
The other one ended up being pretty heavy.
Yeah.
And I thought if someone was truly homeless, carrying around a big heavy mat's probably not helpful.
Yeah.
So I'll try this and we'll just see which ones they prefer.
Interesting.
And
because I know you were hoping that the loom would be faster than the crocheting, but you're finding that it just was not.
Well, I've been weeks just trying to get warp on, and here in just a period of time yesterday, just laying in bed, I got this much done.
Yeah, that's much more progress.
Yeah, so I just don't see it being something that I would enjoy. It maybe once it's all warped, it would be faster.
Yeah.
But it's just not, at this point, it's more aggravating than anything else. So I think we're just going to continue doing this for a while, and I'm not going to get rid of the peg loom. I'm going to keep it with the hopes of someday doing maybe some sort of a hall rug or something like that.
That's a good
You
idea.
don't have to use all the pegs either. I could make a smaller project on it.
Sure.
Poor John. I haven't yet told him all that work.
Your mom.
Yeah.
Do you remember her?
Mom? I have a mother?
My grandmother has dementia, and so I go and sit with her for several hours, a few days a week, to just be a companion to her and take her places and stuff. And so I get to hear all of the family stories.
Oh dear.
And one story that she loves to tell is apparently her sister Marie had, before she'd gotten married, had woven several rugs.
Really?
Yes, and had done like braided rugs and woven rugs and all kinds of different rugs for her home. And she was she's still alive. She's but in her younger days was a very stubborn woman, and she infuriated her husband to the point that Blaine threw himself on the ground and threw a royal fit, kicking and screaming and yelling, and kicked this braided rug so it looked like waves in the ocean. It was so out of shape. I have no idea whether or not this story is true, but the Blaine that I know was so meek and gentle. Thought of him like a grown man throwing himself on the floor and kicking and pounding and making this rug so misshapen that it was wavy.
She is quite a storyteller. So who knows if that's really
I would
a
have
true
to
story.
ask Marie. I don't know. But anyways.
Yes.
Yes. Is there anything else that you're working on? I see you have some spinning out.
I do have spinning. Oh my goodness, there are such wonderful friends in the fiber world.
Yes.
Peggy from the 100th Sheep sent me this beautiful care package.
Oh, beautiful.
This was a precursor to a colorway she now carries. Is it Norang Fjord? It's in Norway. I'm trying to figure out how to get the angle right. But it has all these gorgeous blues and grays, and then the little village in the picture. I found a picture that was just exactly these colors, and the little village, that there was all sorts of little houses painted happy colors like this. And then you had the big stone cliffs and the waterways of the fjord going through, and it just made me so happy. So she sent me some.
Yay.
And so I got started spinning, and I decided to do a little, I'm not going to do a thin, just kind of out of the thins for a while. So I'll be aiming for a DK to worsted.
Okay.
And I have this much of the first one I'm spinning. I'm just going to Navajo ply because I want to maintain the color gradations that are going on. But
Gradyish. The gradyish.
Just pretend you know what word I'm talking about. But I don't know if it's going to show how lovely these different blues and purples, and see if I can even do it justice. I've already put so much of this onto my bobbin. Isn't that lovely?
That's just gorgeous. Now, what kind of fiber is that?
Merino. Super soft, of course. She spoils me with super soft merino.
Of course.
So I've also put quite a lot of mileage on my mitered square blanket that I'm doing willy-nilly and kind of just as I feel led to do something. Yeah. And I didn't want to bring it out because it's really looking kind of bumpy and lumpy, because I'm using hand spun and some thick and thin mill spun fiber that I had. And I'm at the point now, I've done a central square that is just the mitered squares.
Okay.
And then I'm doing some bands of color around it, and now I'm popping in mitered squares into the log cabin style banding.
Interesting.
So it'll be bands with a square, and then a little bit of a band with a square. And so I think my goal is to continue using banding as I'm going out and popping in the mitered squares here and there as an accent now on the outside. So who knows if it'll turn out, but by the end of this, I will know if I like it. But you ever have those ideas, you think, wouldn't it be interesting?
Yeah.
And the whole idea is playing with the yarn more like an art supply as opposed to trying to create a pattern that I see, and I guess it would make more sense had I drawn up a picture of how I want it to be, like a village or something like that. But I want to do it more in an abstract way this time. Okay. And in the future, if I enjoy knitting together like this, because I'm doing it as I go.
Right.
I'm not making pieces and sewing them together, but I'm joining and creating as I go. If I enjoy that process, I thought it would be really fun to try and next maybe do some sort of a scene, like a village or something.
That is kind of ambitious.
It's a thought. That's all it is right now, sweetie. I want to become a brain surgeon, and I want to make fiber art. Yeah.
I love it. That's awesome.
And also, I've done art this week.
Yeah.
Or actually the last few weeks, because we've had a little bit of time pass since we podcasted.
Been 2 weeks and a couple days.
There's still not enough time for me to show all the things I've done.
No, it's true. I can show you all the things that I've done, though. You ready? All right. So the things that I'm currently working on, I have my socks, SOXSOCKX.
Wait a minute.
Here.
I think did you spell a naughty word?
No, I didn't. I was very careful. See, there, SOXSOCKS. There you go. See, I was good.
I don't know. I think I heard naughty.
I don't think so. So here's where I was last week. I was up here just a little bit below the cuff, and I'm now on toe decreases. So I have put quite a bit on that. I have 1, 2, 3 toe decreases. I'm considering whether I need to maybe rip back and do just a little bit more on the foot. It looks kind of small. I don't know.
Have you tried it on?
I have. And it should be fine. I just don't know. For some reason, it looks smaller than usual. Maybe my feet are shrinking. No, I don't think so.
Wait. If this looks small or your foot looks small?
Yeah. All of it.
All of it. Got it.
Yeah.
Check.
Sure. So this is Barocco socks.
And how do you like it?
I like it. It's a trekking. Kind of like a trekking-ish yarn where it's very sturdy and I can see it lasting for a long time. It's a 75% superwash wool, 25% nylon, and purchase sufficient yarn of this dye lot as the next lot may differ slightly in shade. So there you go. I'm using a size 1 needle. These are my Knit Picks needles. And
I'm using a size 1 too. How many stitches are you?
To the inch? Or
No,
total?
I mean
72.
72. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I did 68.
Did you?
Yeah, but I think I did that because my gauge is so loose that I was trying to make them not as floppy as I sometimes make them.
Okay. Floppy socks. I mean, it's such a fine line. You don't want socks that, you can't move your feet in because they're knitted so tightly.
Right.
But then at the same time, if you knit them too loose, then you end up with a sock that ends up with holes.
Well, and you don't want to heel up on your top of your ankle.
True.
That's what happens when mine are too floppy. That's really frustrating.
That
Spend all
is
day
really
chasing the
frustrating.
heel.
Another pair of socks that I'm working on are my autumn rainbow socks. These socks, I was down here the last time that you saw them, and now I am starting my heel increases because I'm doing these toe up with a heel flap. And so I'd only have a couple of heel increases started, but these socks, now this yarn is I have to open it. Filcolana Arwetta, hand dyed. There you go. Classic.
Say that 3 times fast.
I will not. It's 80% superwash merino wool and 20% nylon. And this, I don't know if you remember these, but I started these many months ago, and I just wasn't sure if I liked the yarn. I liked the way the yarn is dyed. I didn't know if I cared for the hand of the yarn. And I was having a really difficult time.
And what in particular didn't you like?
I was having a difficult time getting more than a couple of rows done at a time because it felt
Did it feel like
weird.
cotton?
Yeah.
Like it's hard work?
Yeah, it felt like it was just difficult. And so what I ended up doing is I said, I don't want to keep this yarn, bound to a pair of socks if that's what it doesn't want to be. So, but first, what I decided to do was to change my needles out and put in a different set of needles.
And did that help?
Yes.
Really? And so what needles did it like?
It likes Addy sock rockets. And I had them on my
too much grip on those chai goose.
I had them on my chow goose, and it has some kind of a grippiness on the needle itself, and so when I was trying to knit with it and the yarn was kind of grippy, it was like battling trying to knit more than a couple of rows, and it was just very frustrating. But now the sock rockets are very slick, which is also great, and they also have a nice point to them, and so I'm finding that I'm really enjoying this a lot better. So I knit these part of these while we watched The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. I knit from here to here during the movie, and then I knitted from the orange marker up while I was at my grandma's yesterday.
Good for you.
So just in a couple of days I was able to get quite a lot of progress done on them, and I'm really happy with them, and I think that they are going to be beautiful. And here's what the yarn looks like. And
So beautiful.
it is. It's really just a lovely, lovely yarn.
So now you like the yarn.
Now I like the yarn.
Okay.
It was just a matter of finding the right needles.
So that's a good lesson for all of us. If we
Absolutely.
have a yarn that we think isn't working, but isn't something we like, that it could just be something that's simple to change is the needles.
And that was a really easy thing to fix. And and I was also prepared to try out moving over to DPNs. I have some metal DPNs that are rather slick, and so if it didn't work on the doing magic loop on the circulars, then I was going to try DPNs to see if that was any better. So I did have a couple of things I was ready to try, but I'm really glad that I didn't have to change them out again, because I kind of freaked Brian out because he saw me pull out the needles and he was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, people don't like that, but
No, it's kind of how I feel when I hear about people steeking. I'm
Yeah.
like, why are you, get the scissors away from the knitting. That's dangerous.
yeah, scary.
Yeah. And I have one more thing that I'm working on. This is a new project. And I don't have I do have a good picture.
How cute.
Yes, this is the Tupelo Slouch by Sarah Gressbach. Bach. I'm guessing it's Bach. There you go. And, can you see it? There you go. This is, I saw Kathy, 66. Who's Kathy from England. She knitted one. I saw her on Instagram.
Wait a minute. Is there only one Kathy in England?
That's it. There's just the one.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It must be difficult when you have been around longer because you have to find the names that no one uses.
Yeah.
So you have to be like Kreplockley and Spumoni Jones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Those England people, they are very strict when it comes to names.
It is, yeah.
Only one Kathy.
That's it, just one at a time.
Till Kathy goes, there's no more Kathys.
No, don't try and knock Kathy off.
Oh, I'm not.
Sooner than she has to go.
No.
That's not nice. But I saw her knitting on this hat, and I said, "What is that pattern?" Because that is gorgeous.
Yeah, it is gorgeous.
And
that'd be a lovely Christmas present for me.
Yeah, you're not getting this one. But this one is the Tupelo Slouch. And so I immediately bought the pattern, and I did not have any yarn in my stash that could make this hat. And I seriously didn't, because it's actually an Aran weight yarn, and I don't really have a lot of Aran weight.
Do you have fiber that you could spin?
I do have fiber I could spin.
And let me think, could you possibly spin an Aran weight yarn?
I probably could.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
So what was this excuse again?
So I didn't have any fiber that I wanted to use for this hat.
Got it.
It's so hard when people keep you accountable to things.
That's okay. I was looking at ordering yarn today too.
Yeah. So I ordered, and this counts for Gilding the Lily, of course. I ordered from Unwind Yarn Company, Dana. Oh, you can't really see, can you?
That's a weird name. Dana, you can't really see.
Yeah, Dana, you can't really see. No, Dana, she is a part of one of the co-hosts of the Just One More Row podcast.
Oh, that's a popular one.
It is. And this is the Until We Meet Again colorway. Look at how gorgeous that is. I mean, come on now. How could I not love that?
It is gorgeous.
I mean, just...
Yes, it is.
It is so pretty, and it's so soft. Would you like to feel?
I would. That's very lovely. That's a very Brianne color.
It is a very Brianne color.
And it could be a me color if you ever gave me a chance.
It's true. I have only this much worked on because I didn't really have a brain to work on it yesterday, but I got it cast on the night before and managed to completely mess up within the first 4 rounds.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you start all the way over, or you were able to fix it?
Totally had to start over.
Oh no.
Because I thought that the pattern you did pattern A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B all the way across.
Oh, really?
And then you do A, B, and then B, 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 B all the way across.
Oh, because there's just a pattern in one section.
Right, there's just that one that goes up. And so I totally messed that up.
Oh, dear.
But it's okay, because it wasn't like I was, all the way done with the brim going, what's the problem with my hat? Why isn't this looking like the rest of it? Like it's supposed to. So, anyways, I'm really excited about this. It has some fun cabling, and I haven't done some cables in a while, so it'll be fun to
you could use your cool cabling needle from Wolf Farms.
I don't have a cool cabling needle from Wolf
borrow
Farms.
mine. I think because I just saw it in there, and I was thinking I should do a cable, but maybe you should do a cable and enjoy it. I have the teapot one.
Okay.
Of course, a teapot, right?
Well, of course.
I couldn't resist that.
That's right. So that counts as part of what I'm working on and part of my Gilding the Lily.
Okay.
So have you finished anything?
No.
No?
No. Just all the sounds I make when I'm not finished. I have been in the let's think about casting on, and let's actually cast on a million things.
Yeah.
And I have so many things I really need to finish.
Right.
But I actually, I'm also in the middle of a baby hat or a newborn hat because I want to keep that project going for donation purposes. But you know what I've got a hankering to do? You're never going to guess.
I will never guess.
So I grew up and my mom had the Elf on the Shelf. I don't know where it is.
Did she really?
She did. And it was always somewhere in our house.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like it was a big tradition. And maybe it was in with the Idlewild stuff. I don't know. But it wasn't like a huge tradition like, oh, let's find the elf. But it's just one of those things where every time I see it, it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
And you know how I am. Anything
laughter?
Anything that makes me chuckle, I'm all about it.
Right.
So if it's quirky and odd, and Elf on the Shelf, they're definitely quirky and odd.
Yes.
And so I was thinking maybe I should try and find one on Amazon or whatever.
They had a jillion of them at Target.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to decide, do I want to find one or do I want to make one?
Oh.
So I started queuing up all of these Elf on the Shelf. So here's my question to all of you. Do any of you have an Elf on the Shelf that you tuck in your holiday decorations somewhere just for the fun of it? Or are any of you thinking of making an Elf on the Shelf or purchasing one this year? But, they're just so wacky. And it does remind me of growing up because I was always like, why does she have that thing? It's just like they're it's like a flamingo in your yard. It's not like it's beautiful art, but it is just a quirky and fun thing to have.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to decide if they still have them at Target.
They do. Now,
I could even knit a sweater for him. That would be a fun thing too, is to buy one and then knit a sweater for him.
That would be really cute.
Yeah.
Now, did your mom do the whole, Santa reports or the elf reports to Santa to make sure that you've been doing good and
No.
It was just more of a decoration, a fun thing.
It was just a decoration. My family was not very good at holiday stuff when it comes to being traditional. So I'll never forget the year that my youngest sister, she's 10 years younger than I am. It's Holly.
Yeah.
And I've talked about her before. I love her. And she was just my answer to prayer. And she makes me smile.
Yes.
And so the year she was in kindergarten, I think. And we were in sunny California, so obviously no snow.
Yeah.
Nothing to make you feel like it's Santa weather or that kind of thing.
Right.
And so my dad had a burgundy robe. And he was not big on pajamas per se. I think he had a pair of boxers maybe and a burgundy robe. And he decides he's going to go outside when it's dark. And he's going to pretend to be Santa.
Oh, no.
Okay, so he's going to do the whole ho, ho, ho thing, and he's going to race through the yard. And this is how he's imagining it. And she's going to catch a glimpse of that burgundy robe and think it's Santa.
Right.
So, of course, the minute he goes outside, you know what the rest of us do. We lock every door, every window. And we are all laughing at him so hard because he realizes after a point that his one lone streak through the yard,
Oh no.
he wasn't really streaking, but you know, he
Yeah.
was running fast through the yard, ho ho ho, and he's having such a dad moment that
Oh,
he's never
no.
getting back in again without some humiliation.
Oh, that is so terrible.
Yeah, we were so mean to him.
I don't think I've ever heard that story before.
Oh my goodness. And I don't know how much Holly, she saw us all laughing and stuff. I don't know if she really got into the spirit that this was really Santa,
Yeah.
but that was like one of my most memorable Christmases, was locking Santa out of the house.
That's it. And that Santa could not get through the chimney.
Oh boy. And it goes to show you, if you're going to go outside to play a trick on somebody, you better make sure you're fully clothed underneath your red robe.
That's just practical advice.
Yeah, I like to just make it clear it wasn't naked or anything. It wasn't that kind of a weird Santa, but still. He was not prepared for the night air.
Oh man.
Silly, silly people.
That is so funny. Well, I have some finished things. Can I show them off?
Just wow me.
Oh,
wow me with your finished things.
Well, I shall then. That's kind of pressure. So the first thing in the list of things that I finished my upstairs downstairs, which I had not even thought of starting before.
Have you watched the
podcast
series
before? Huh?
Have you ever watched that, Upstairs Downstairs?
No.
Okay. No, I haven't either.
Okay. All right.
Just curious, because you're a literary person, I thought perhaps you had read it or watched it.
No. So this is a pattern by Paula Emmons Feasley, and it comes in 3 different sizes. So this is the smallest size, so you can just have like a cowly kind of look thing on you, or there's a longer one that's more kind of a little bit more down here, and then they have one that you can loop around your neck another time.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
I love the yarn.
Thank you. This is Unwind Yarn Company again. Dana, and this is
gorgeous.
I have to stand up and show you because this is so beautiful. This is her More Than Words colorway on her Touring DK, and I cannot even tell you how much I love this yarn. It is so incredibly gorgeous, and I knitted it up in 2 days. And I cast on like the evening before and got a little bit in.
Really?
So really, I mean, it was such a quick knit. And I just...
Do you think that if someone has not made a present for someone yet,
this is it?
They could possibly whip this out, huh?
Yes, for
Wow.
sure. It's a $5 pattern, but you get 3 different sizes of cowl. So I did the smallest size in, basically 2 days. So if you have the time to devote to it, then I think that you can definitely get a present done out of this. So I would highly recommend it. Now, here's the thing.
Have you ever wished that you had 3 names?
Have I? I don't think so.
Say your name again.
Her name? Mm-hmm. Paula Emmons Feasley.
Say it again because it's so noble. Say it as if you were royalty.
Yes. I present to you Lady Paula Emmons Feasley.
She needs a lady in front of her name.
Doesn't she?
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she plays the bagpipes.
She does.
So, I don't know.
It's very appropriate.
I think it's very appropriate.
Yes. So this is the first thing that I finished.
Well, I totally want to make one now.
I think you should.
And it wouldn't scare me?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, it's a very easy pattern. The other thing that I finished, Evan, of course, lost his barley hat.
Oh, seriously?
Seriously. So I had enough yarn to make him another in the same exact yarn. But this is the last of the yarn. So, well, not like of the yarn that I'll ever have in my whole entire life.
This is the only yarn remaining on this earth?
Exactly.
Got it.
I have the last of it. Sorry for all of you. No, this is the last of the yarn that I had of the same yarn. So this is the Barley Hat by Tin Can Knits. I have now made, this is my 4th one. Such an easy pattern to make. This is another great pattern to knit up. he told me I need a hat, and I said, okay, well, you're getting this one for Christmas, because if I'm going to knit you another hat, then, it's going to be a Christmas present. So this, he told me in the morning that he wanted it, and by that evening I had the hat done.
Come on, seriously?
Very quick, but this is a child size, so it's not like it's, massive or anything. Another thing that I finished the Sparkly Girl socks. Here's where I was the last time on the second sock, and I finished.
Can you get closer, just because it's so far away? It's really...
Yes, of course. And this is out of Wool Sunday yarn in her Parfait sock with sprinkles in the round and round colorway. And these are so much fun. I really think Ailish is going to love them. And
she will. Sparkly and pink.
Sparkly and pink and purple and teal and yellow. It's just a happy sock. How can you be anything but happy in these socks? I mean, really.
It's like banjo playing.
It is.
How can you be sad with a banjo?
Maybe that's why they don't have banjo players in jazz.
Maybe so. They can't play the blues with a banjo.
That's the episode name. You can't play the blues with a banjo.
Can't do it.
It's impossible.
Maybe for some of us who need a little uplift during the holidays, we should all take up banjo.
That's a great idea. Yes. And then I have 2 more things. Can you believe it?
Love it.
I have been so incredibly productive. It's been great. I finished the Nurmalin 2, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to get close again because I have already blocked this, and you need to see what it looks like with the lace all blocked out. I should have, if I were really smart, I would have brought the first one that I knit down so you could compare what the lace looks like in garter and what it looks like in stockinette, because that's the only alteration that I made, was that in this one, instead of doing garter where I did knitting on each side, I did stockinette on the lace pattern. So I did knitting on the right side and purling on back on the wrong side. So it turned out so beautiful. And look at those colors. This is going to be for Heather. I'm just waiting for another present to come in for Spencer, and then I'll be mailing this off to her. And I'm very happy. It turned out so good. I'm just thrilled with it, and I hope that she likes it too.
Good.
And then I have some spinning that I finished. And this is the last thing, I promise. And then I'll be quiet for a few minutes.
No, I want to hear.
This is, I finished this.
Gorgeous.
Lovely skein of yarn, the Fiber Nymph Dye Works. This is a 100% blue-faced Leicester in Vampire Kisses. Yes. This is 134 yards of a chain ply. I love this yarn.
You sound like you're questioning that you love it.
I do. Because I overplied it. So I love how it turned out, except for the plying. The plying did not make me incredibly happy. You can see where it's kind of pigtaily in some places, and it's just it has a lot of twist to it. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. This is a gift for somebody, and I'm trying to figure out if I want to send it out as is or what I want to do. But I mean, you can see it twists back on itself quite a bit. So yeah.
I don't think it's enough though that it's going to create an issue. I think you can still use it, and it'll be fine, because you're not going to probably make something that we're biasing. Would make a difference.
That's true. I mean, really, it's not. I think it'll be fine once you start knitting with it. It's just, I tend to be a little bit of a perfectionist, and so it's difficult when things don't turn out exactly the way I want them all the time. There you go. So, but I'm still going to send this out because it was made with love, and even though it has imperfections, the person that I am sending it to still likes me even for my imperfections.
Well, I love that. And you know what? adore it. I was hoping it was for me.
I'm sorry. It's not for you,
You know I
though.
was.
I know.
I've been over here because I forgot to look up the exact name of somebody I want to talk about.
Okay.
And I finally found it.
Okay.
I'm prepared. I really am.
I have one more thing, and that would be in Gilding the Lily.
Okay, go for it. Let's see
Okay.
it. Just do it.
Yeah. It's been a very eventful 2.5 weeks for me here. What can I say? Sherry Knits told me about a dyer who I checked out on Etsy, and that is Quillin Fiber Arts, Quillin. They are on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and Etsy as Quillin Fiber Arts, and at quillinfiberarts.com. And I bought a beautiful Cheviot in dark turquoise.
Ooh.
Now, are you sensing a theme here? I'm just saying.
You know, I'm not sure. I could be wrong.
Yes.
But I think that Tammy Eastburn, who is Darth Knitter, enjoys Cheviot.
Does she?
We'll have to find out.
Yes.
And then you guys can compare notes.
Yes.
Once you've spun it. Tammy has sampled quite a lot in the world of spinning. And so I love listening to her opinions on fibers that she enjoys spinning with, because she is really good at describing and telling us more about how she enjoys spinning different fibers.
Yes.
And I find that I do enjoy her choices. So
Yes. Well, this was a very reasonable braid of yarn. It's 4 ounces, and I feel it. I think it's very nicely prepared. It's not compacted.
yes, now this is a more rustic yarn. It's
Yes.
going to make a rustic yarn.
Yes.
This is not going to be like heaven around your neck.
No, this is not super fine merino.
No, but I think it's going to spin beautifully.
Yes.
What do you want to make with it? Or do you just want the pleasure of spinning
I
it?
just want the pleasure of spinning it for right now, just the experience. I'm trying to experience new fibers. So, for example, in my spinning right now that I forgot to talk about, I'm spinning that Kitty Mine Crafts yarn or fiber that I received in the last episode, and
She explained her name too. Did you see
She
that?
did.
Yeah.
Yes, which I appreciate. Thank you.
Yes, it wasn't Minecraft.
No. But that's a superwash merino that is also a super fine merino, along with some Angelina, and so that's a whole new experience for me, spinning that kind of fiber. So I'm trying to, I don't have a plan for it necessarily, but I'm just trying to broaden my horizons.
I think it's a good idea. And honestly, I do think that the idea of, and you probably want to do a more traditional mitered square blanket, but I would be tempted to, if you're not going to make a hat or something out of some of these that are more rustic, but create some sort of even a striped blanket. So that you can enjoy the fibers instead of just having them sit in your stash once you have the experience of spinning with them.
Sure. Absolutely.
But you might come up with something that you want to make with them too.
Yeah.
I just,
Very
I
possible.
just hate the thought of spinning up something but never using it. That's all.
True.
So,
Let's do.
well, I have not done my things, and we have a special guest
Yes.
too.
So I'm thinking let's pass on this.
Okay.
And should we talk about our contest really quick?
Okay.
Okay.
We can do that.
Okay. So our contest that we have going on until the end of this month is the Hopeful Holidays contest. And rather than getting everybody stressed out about doing one more thing,
Finish 5 more projects and learn how to do, spinning blindfolded.
that's right. Rather than doing all of those things that she just said, we are just encouraging you to come into the Ravelry forum, the Ravelry group for the Knitworthy podcast, and just talk about what you want for the holidays. You know, what are you hoping for? What are your dreams? You know, what kind of fun family traditions do you guys have that you like to uphold, or what traditions do you want to start? It's really it's just talking.
I was watching a podcast where they were talking about a Christmas pudding.
Oh.
Do you think any of our viewers do a Christmas pudding?
I don't know.
What would that be? What would that look like? What is a Christmas pudding?
I don't know. But if it's anything like Brian's homemade custard, I'm all up for that.
The only holiday pudding we ever had was the banana, the bananas with vanilla wafers and vanilla pudding, or banana pudding, was it?
Yeah.
With whipped cream on top, and you layer it as a casserole kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And so that was always, banana pudding was always
That's it.
Delicious thing to enjoy.
Yeah.
You could tell my mom was from the South, right? That's probably only from the South.
I don't know. Yeah. So that's all we're doing. So post as much as you want. You can reply to other people's things. You can, everything that you post is an entry into this contest, into this giveaway. And so, let's see, you can post as much as you want, but you can only win one time. So even though we're going to have multiple winners, still you can only just win once. We're going to choose the winner by random number generator, and I'm going to close that thread on January 1st of 2016.
Now, I'd like to add something.
What would you like to add?
Let me put this down for a moment.
Okay.
I was contacted by the lovely Tammy from Unraveled You, Tammy and Jean.
Yes.
And oh my goodness, they are such kind-hearted people and so generous. And I've had them make a number of tools for me just because I love their work. They make the gorgeous crochet hooks that are very ergonomic and easy to use. They do engraving on them for a little extra fee. And this one I didn't have engraved, but they also engrave, I finally figured it out.
Yeah.
They engrave the size on the end.
That's smart.
Yes, so I don't have to try to remember what size hook I bought, but you can see this one says Stony Brook. Let's see if I can get it lining up so you can see it. Isn't that cute?
Yes.
We make a wonderful holiday gift, and they didn't do it. They have not donated the hooks for getting advertising. They did it just because they're just sweet people, but I insisted.
It is that kind.
That we make sure people know that they are just make a lovely tool. If you are a crocheter, these are just lovely. And of course, I eventually would like to get more. I do not use them on my when I'm doing my grocery sack mat, just because I don't want to, when I'm straining sometimes to get a piece of plastic, to go through a piece of plastic, I don't want to take any chances of ruining a hook.
Yeah.
They are certainly very sturdy, but that's the only thing I don't do with them.
Sure.
Because they are obviously very sturdy and beautiful. But they are donating one of these hooks for our contest.
Yay!
And she gave us lots. Awesome. Yeah, Tammy gave us lots of options, and I think the one I would like best is I need to let her know, but I'm going to connect the winner of the crochet hook with them so that they can coordinate the wood and how they want it done and what size they would like.
That's a great
as opposed
idea.
to me choosing. But you can see I've got a lovely assortment. Here's a redwood, and an ebony is a favorite of mine. And then this, I don't even know what the woods are. Anything with lots of grain I'm all about.
Yeah.
But I think they're beautiful just to admire even. So thank you so much, Tammy and Jean from Unraveled You. They have an Etsy shop. They do more than just crochet hooks. Be sure you go and check them out. We'll link to them.
Absolutely. In the show notes, which are at knitworthypodcast.com. Those are like heirloom quality.
They are. Those
are gorgeous.
Yes, this is like the fine fountain pens that people pay $200 for, kind of a thing. It's something that you would hand on to future generations, and hopefully you are encouraging future generations to enjoy the fiber arts.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The other things that we have for prizes, we have these two skeins of Lorna's Laces, Shepherd's Sock, and the Andersonville colorway.
Lovely.
Yes. And we also have 3 skeins. My in front of me is all getting all piled up full of stuff. I'm losing room. 3 skeins of this mini mochi.
Yeah, I think so.
Mini mochi.
That's what I say.
Crystal Palace yarns. 3 of these. So here's the back and here's the front. So we now have 3 prizes, and which is wonderful. And we still have plenty of time for you to continue talking about your hopeful holidays.
Yay. And be sure you share anything you're working on. Comment on what people are doing.
Absolutely.
We love seeing it.
Yeah.
Can I share? Of course, I just thought maybe since I spent the whole podcast doing my mending. Now, I am not a professional mender, but what I wanted to show you is my plan was I used a feltable wool to mend this, I decided, because it's a high wear spot. So now the hole is gone. I went way over into the real sturdy fabric all the way around and did the running stitches up and down. Then I did running stitches sideways until I filled in the middle. Then I did a bunch of extra stitches in the middle to make sure that it had enough bulk to stand up to my heel. So that is my mended heel. It is definitely sturdier than the fabric surrounding it, but I'm fine with that. I don't have princess feet.
No.
So I think I'm going to get more wear out of my sock.
Yay.
That hole is worth mending. I have some that are so huge that they are not worth mending. But
No.
anyway, that's what I did. If you have another way of mending, share it. Let us know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I know one time I tried doing one where you kind of mimic the knit stitch, but I decided it was much more important to me to have sturdy fabric than it is to have something that looks exactly knitted. So this was my next choice, which was the weaving method. So if you have another method for mending, share it with us.
Yeah, absolutely. We love to learn.
Did you see all the spam sharing too? People, odd things that people do with bologna and spam and all sorts of things.
It was all good.
It was wonderful.
Yes.
Made me hungry for food.
That's right.
Yeah.
What else did you want to share?
Okay. Well, I have quite a lot of art that I did in trying to work on building skills that I didn't know I had. These are just all part of my bucket list, just like podcasting is something that was on my bucket list of doing something bigger than myself.
Yes.
And so I'm not going to share everything that I did, but I'm going to share some highlights of things that I enjoyed. And I have been thinking about the Mona Lisa. In fact, I just saw today that someone has done a special, did you see it? I think it was on Twitter I saw. Good Morning America had a story on the Mona Lisa.
I did not see that.
The Louvre allowed somebody to view it with a special light tool. They took pictures of it and they used a special light tool, and they supposedly uncovered another portrait underneath.
Really?
Now, there is so much history with the Mona Lisa. And so many ideas about who it is and all that. I mean, it's a whole lore of society that is in love with the Mona Lisa and trying to uncover who she is and all that.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was really fun that I had just painted her. I used this as my base sketch. And over here is my colored pencil version of her. And I won't fool anybody, so I didn't really feel the need to say this is not the Mona Lisa.
It's not.
It's my version. Over here, let's see, over here? No, over here. Here. This is actually a print of the background behind her in this little picture. And so I loved that my colors really did kind of blend in with the original. I loved that. And then the journal page. In art journaling, you're basically just using pictures and words to tell a story. And so in this one, I'm talking about what is a muse. And so these are just things that inspire me. So the Mona Lisa, I mean, she's captured people's attention for so long. I'm getting beeps all over the place. And these two other people here have been kind of symbolic of this year for me. This is me on the outside and this is me on the inside, and trying to kind of get my outsides and insides matching. So I'm presenting, the face I present to the world will be in harmony with the face behind. And actually I'm a pretty silly person. So that's more who I really am. But, makes you wonder who Mona Lisa was.
Yeah.
I mean, did this really reflect her personality?
I don't know.
Makes you wonder.
That enigmatic smile. What is she smiling about? What is she thinking of? Who is she smiling at? Someone?
Yeah. And I think my thought is I'm going to try and over the next few weeks try and pick some classic pictures to draw from. And the idea is to kind of explore what you can learn from what that artist did in capturing someone on paper. And so that was really a fun project. I enjoyed that. I'm really proud of her.
You did so
because
good.
I mean, she kind of looks Mona Lisa-ish.
Yeah.
And let's see, I did lots of other collages and different things. I journaled about different events. This was some journaling that I did, and I decorated the page around it. But this page is Ailish showed me how to draw dogs. She's a pet person. She showed me how to draw this dog. She's in 3rd grade. Look at the cute posture the dog's in and everything. And the way she shows me is she starts over here and she just does the whole dog in one line.
I don't understand how she does that.
I don't either. I mean, she had me draw just the angle under the chin first, and then I don't know where we're going with this. And I'm just trying to copy her shapes, and all of a sudden I see a dog appearing in this one continuous line she's doing. I'm like, wow. So I tried other dogs, but none of them matched her dog. I'm like, I bow to you.
She has a great spatial reasoning.
Apparently so.
And her ability to,
yeah,
see things, and it's amazing.
So yes, so I insisted that Mama learn how to draw too.
Yes.
So she taught us how to draw an owl. Ailish taught Mama and me how to draw an owl and a bird.
Yes.
Did you keep a picture of yours?
I did.
Can you take a picture and we'll show at the end?
Sure.
Yeah. Look at the bird. I always do a bird just like sideways, like very primitive looking, and she's got it like in flight, like it's doing something. I don't know. So Ailish is my Mona Lisa this week. She inspired me.
Yeah.
Let's see, lots of other things, but I loved the idea on this one is you take a picture like this one, just one I found on the internet. And she had some flowers in her hands, and what I did was I added to her flowers to create this lush bouquet. And then I used a scripture up here, which was in an area I was studying, and it says, "For your maker is your bridegroom." I love that. I don't think I showed this last time, did I?
No.
I hope I didn't. And so from there, I decided to try and do some pictures that reflect Mother Mary and child.
It's the right season for it.
It's the season for remembering, what people have done. And so I've got all these ugly Post-it notes on it so I wouldn't forget. But so here is one thought about Mary and baby Jesus. And I put it on some vintage music from an old hymnal. I bought an old hymnal from church when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
I looked it up on Amazon actually and found it there. And so I used the pages from the hymnal, and this is the scripture: "Blessed is she who believed that there would be a fulfillment of what was spoken to her from the Lord." So she was told an impossible thing and she believed it. And I love that. And that's going to be our scripture for today.
I love it.
At the end, that you can believe impossible things when God's talking to you about it.
That's right.
So my other version of Mary was here, and on this page I was kind of reflecting on motherhood then and motherhood now. That's Heather and Bennett, of course. And here it says, "This new day is a gift from God. and it's Embrace Life. And Mary was a mother who adopted a child, if you look at it this way. He was the product of something outside herself. And Heather is a mother who is the mother of a child who is a product of something outside herself. Heather and Spencer adopted Bennett. And the idea of every one of us, okay, think about this. Have you ever said to yourself, Mary had to mother the Son of God? What pressure is that?
Holy cow.
Right? God's son.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about that. I'm going, oh my goodness. We are all, anyone who mothers is called to mother the child of God.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Because Evan and Owen and Ailish, you, my children, your children are God's children. He created them. It says, Psalms 139 says that he knew us before we were born, that he created us in our mother's womb. And he knew every day before one of them came to be. So we are all God's creation. We're all God's children. So we have the same call on our life that Mary did.
Right.
To mother God's children. That's a high calling.
It is.
Don't you think?
Yes.
I mean, it just gave me chills to think about it. I've always tried to take the job seriously of being a mother. I mean, I've never taken that lightly, and I've loved it.
Yeah.
But I thought, wow, you'd hold your tongue a little bit more. You might do it a little differently if you were thinking, I am raising the child of God, the son of God, the daughter of God.
Intentional in your motherhood.
Yes, yes. So that was like a big moment for me. I'm like, oh my goodness. I mean, you think about it that way. We're all called to do what Mary and Joseph did, is to do our best to raise the children that we're entrusted with just for a time. It's not like they're possessions.
Right.
Right? We have this moment in time.
Yes.
To embrace our children. Love it. So then, of course, I decided to this is a modern artist that I was following, and she just has this beautiful way of doing like fairies and more whimsical creatures. And so I added wings to this girl. I thought she was adorable, but I love the whimsy in these girls. So that was really fun to kind of go a different direction there. And then, of course, the good, the bad, and the ugly. This particular one was such a beautiful picture of a mother and child, very more Renaissance. And I added some chipped paint to it. And when I went to put the glaze over it, you can see both of these pages are just ruined. All the colors ran and the pencil came off, and it was like, no, it was such a beautiful mother and child in a Renaissance theme. But that's the way life is, right? Yeah. Sometimes those things happen. Ailish. There's a picture that Brianne had of Ailish under a Christmas tree, and the photo itself actually had those dots of light. How old was she when she did this picture?
Let's see, it was before he moved, so she would have been about 4.
Yeah. I think I made her a little older, but well. Did some fun collage work here. I mean, you don't have to actually draw anything. Here I've just taken washi tape and my symbolic inner self here, and did like I'm an angel saying glory to God in the highest. And this is another one that went bad. I tried it again with different stuff, thinking this time I'd make it work, and it totally took all the stuff off of it. But oh well, the things we learn.
That's true.
So the verse for this week is going to be the one, is blessed is she who believed that there would be a fulfillment of what was spoken to her from the Lord, Luke 1:45. So believe those wonderful things that God has planned for you, right? I love that.
Yeah.
And last thing I forgot, oh my goodness.
What?
It was a prolific period of time, wasn't it? Just not prolific in fiber arts. But I was asked to create a poem for the wedding for Owen to read.
Yes.
So would you mind reading it for me?
Sure. It's called This New Day. This new day I've hoped for my entire life. A friend, a love, a partner, a confidant and wife. Take my hand and run with me. We'll work and laugh and pray This life unlike no other, we begin on this new day by Linda Lee.
This new day. So I added that to my journal, and Owen will read it at the wedding, and I've got it here to remember that I wrote it for them, and they are going to begin their new life a week from Saturday.
Oh, I can't believe it.
Right?
Yes.
Family starts coming in a week from today.
Wow.
So we're getting down there.
Yay.
Yeah, so that was what was going on in my journal this week. So it's been a lot of activity here, and a lot of, for me, a lot of thinking about new things.
Yes.
Even though Jared has not left home since he started college, it is an adjustment for my brain to think about him being married, and oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking a lot of thoughts about motherhood these days, and about children and what we hope and wish for their lives, and getting my brain wrapped around new things. So,
yeah.
And we are very happy to welcome Danielle into our family, aren't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
We just love her. We love her family. And if you aren't aware, the music that we usually play at the end, the bluegrass music, that is Danielle's family, the Crouch family, and they're very talented musicians.
Yeah.
And I love that sound. So
Yeah.
reminds me of the Ozarks for sure.
That's right.
Yeah.
We have a Be Your Guest.
We do.
Be our guest. Not your guest, mine. Ours. Together.
Yes. And just so you know, when we do a Be Our Guest, we watch it live with you.
Yes.
So you'll get our actual first impressions.
Absolutely.
So we don't preview them.
No, we don't. So we haven't seen at all.
And so who is our guest?
Let me pull her up really quick.
Okay.
I didn't put it where it was supposed to go. Jenny! And so Jenny, she said that she forgot to say half a dozen things, such as I live in Cardiff in the UK, and that my shop is on Etsy, and I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Ravelry, and Periscope. And I don't remember if I even said that I've got 3 children.
We understand that, don't we? It's like when you click the camera off, you go, oh, wait, did I
mention that?
I repeat 12 things and don't say 15.
Yes. So, Jenny, we're going to watch your video.
Yay!
And put it up here for everybody to see, and we will see you in a minute.
Hi, Brianne and Mama Linda. Thank you very much for inviting us to record a message to share on your podcast. It's really nice to be invited. It's almost like being invited for a cup of tea in your house, isn't it? I'm Jenny. I am known online as Owl About Yarn almost everywhere apart from Ravelry, where I am Jenster79. I am a knitter, spinner, and my at-home business is dyeing yarn and fibre and making stitch markers and project bags. So here's some of my fibre behind me. I love, love, love vibrant colours, and I really think that colours have the power to make you happy when you look at them, so that's what I aim to do with my dyeing. I have been knitting since I was about 4. I think my grandma taught me to knit when I was very little, and crocheting since I was about 5 or 6. That was a great aunt who taught me to do that. Sewing since I can remember as well. I was brought up with all of these crafts. Spinning is a reasonably new thing. That's just the last 4 or 5 years maybe. But I've only had my own spinning wheel for a year. Before that it was just drop spindling. And I'm really enjoying it. I find spinning so relaxing and therapeutic. I seem to disengage from the world when I'm spinning, so that's really lovely. I think maybe I could do with some of that in this next few weeks over Christmas time. So I wanted to bring some works in progress to show you, but my only main work in progress at the moment doesn't look very impressive. I've just cast on a hat for my mum, but it's literally the cast on row. So it depends, you have to really use your imagination to imagine how this is going to be. It's going to be a Fair Isle hat with elephant motifs running around it in blue and white, and that's knit with John Arbon Knit by Numbers DK weight yarn, which is lovely soft and squishy yarn. But yeah, I sort of finished off everything in the last few days, so I haven't got very much to show you. I do have a sock yarn blanket on the go, and I will... Which way round is it? It's this way round. Whoops, excuse the ends. I'll show you that now. That's how far I've got with that. This is knitted all with yarns that I've dyed, and it's not going to be a full blanket size. It's not going to be a lap gown or anything like that. It's going to be a display item, so I plan on knitting it to the size of one of those large clip frames you can get, and then I'm going to frame it, and it'll be a display item if I get to go to either of the yarn festivals that I've applied for next year. I have finished a pair of socks in the last few days. These are Hermione's Everyday Socks, that's the pattern, and the yarn is West Yorkshire Spinners, and this is a cherry drop colourway. No, it isn't. This is the Holly Berry colourway, and then the contrast heel, toes and cuff are in the cherry drop colourway. You'd never know it, but I do actually have my own podcast. I've only recorded 15 episodes so far, and I think I'm still getting used to talking into a camera as opposed to talking to somebody else, but I try to imagine that I'm actually sitting at knit night or sitting in my living room with all my knitting friends behind the camera, and I'm just telling them about what I've been up to. Otherwise, doesn't it feel a little bit strange just talking to a camera as if you're talking to yourself in a room? Although with 3 kids at school, and I'm a stay-at-home mum, you've got to talk to yourself. We've got nobody to talk to, have you? Anyway, I wanted to say that I really enjoy your podcast. You're so happy and positive, and it just brings a smile to my face when I watch you. I think if we could just have a bit more happiness and positivity being sent out into the world, it'd make it so much nicer. There's so many troubling things going on at the moment, and it doesn't matter what your worldview is and what your opinion is. It's just terrible, some of the things that are going on, and so I think that a lot of us are just looking for the small rays of happiness that we can find peeking out, and podcasts like yours bring a massive ray of sunshine into people's lives, so please keep doing what you're doing, and thank you once again for the opportunity that you offered us to send you a little message on your podcast. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for inviting us into your home, Jenny. We really appreciate you coming and telling us about yourself and inviting us to tea.
It is like having tea with you.
Yes.
We loved it. Actually, I'm so excited because, look, I'm an official Anglophile because this is remembering the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II, June 2nd, 1953. Yes, I really do love anything English.
You really
anything
do.
British.
That's right. So we pulled up Jenny's shop, Owl About Yarn, in Cardiff, Wales, United Kingdom, in case you're looking for that shop.
Oh my goodness. And
Beautiful things.
We can't show you everything.
No.
Isn't that
Because that would
lovely?
take a lot of time.
It would.
But she's got bags and yarn and fiber and stitch markers and what else did we see? We saw a lot of things.
Forgot to put up my...
Get yourself back leashed on. Hurry.
They probably didn't hear a word I said now.
Well, you've got mine. Here. What else would you like to say?
What in the world?
Here.
Well, anyway. Yeah. Where is my mic?
It's right here.
Oh, how funny. We need wireless, don't we?
We do.
You want? Anyways.
Do you want to start over?
No.
Okay. Why would we do that?
We just always
Real
keep
life,
going.
baby. Real life.
Well, first of all, I'm going to have to look up her podcast.
Yes.
Did you know that she had a podcast?
No.
Oh my goodness, yeah. She is so I was thinking how relaxing she looks to me.
know. Like, as soon as she started talking, I was like,
I know, right? We just relaxed.
yeah.
And, I love her fiber that she had hanging behind her.
Beautiful.
Of course, more than several colorways. And looking at her stitch markers, and we can just pop those up on the screen.
Yep.
Look how beautiful. And her yarn
Is gorgeous too.
Yeah.
I love her sense of color.
Mm-hmm.
It's really beautiful.
It's lovely. So definitely check that out. Her bags. We didn't show the bags.
Yeah, I love. Look at that Christmas bag right there.
We're just going to look, not show you.
Yeah, no. That's a really cute Christmas bag.
Isn't it cute?
Jenny, good job.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the ribbon that she used as part of the drawstring.
Yeah. She's got zipper tops. She's got drawstring top.
Mm-hmm.
Love them.
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely lovely. So, look at the cute. She's got this really cute denim pocket that she's used on this one. I love that. Isn't that fun? Well, let's
Yes.
just go shopping for the rest of the show.
Hold on. Bear with. We're busy.
Bear with. Yeah, so many adorable things. You'll have to go check it out for yourself because we can't do it justice. But yeah, and her projects, an elephant hat.
I love it.
Do you think her mom likes elephants, or is it just something? Like, how did we choose elephants?
I don't know, but it's blue and white, so I love it.
Yeah, why not sheep though?
I don't know.
She's gonna have to let us know that.
Yeah.
Speak up in the thread and let us know why not sheep.
There's got to be a reason.
There's
I'm
probably
sure.
a reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
Naturally.
And I hope she gets in those shows.
Yes.
That would be fun.
Definitely.
Yeah. And anything else that I missed? There was so much. I should have taken notes. But I was so busy enjoying it.
I was so relaxed.
I
I was
know.
like,
So now, yes.
yes.
Well, this was wonderful. And if you have a shop or you are just a person who likes sharing what you do, send us a video. Be our guest. We love learning more about you. And that was really fun to get to see.
Jenny?
Yeah, but what did she say she goes by on the internet? I already lost that.
I forgot it.
We'll
I'm
put
sorry.
it here. Her name on Ravelry and other places. And I'll have to make sure I follow her.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like she's got some fun stuff going on.
Yes, for sure.
Yes, and check out her podcast too.
Yes. Well, that's it for us today.
Yes.
We really appreciate you guys coming and watching. If this is your first time watching the show, here we are. This is it. If you are a repeat viewer, we just want to thank you so much for coming back and for supporting us and for cheering us on in all the ways that you do. And we just really appreciate you guys. And we love you. What can we say? So,
You guys are a warm fuzzy in our life.
yes, you are. Definitely. So until next time, we want you to remember that you are knitworthy. Bye.
Bye, y'all.